You are not allowed to enjoy normalcy anymore, and when activists feel that they can ruin something for straight men, they certainly will take a shot at it. And now Superman is being declared a gay icon by Out Magazine, proving that masculinity isn't allowed to be in entertainment anymore. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, of course, I think it is ridiculous when we go around saying everyone's a gay icon when really they aren't. It's like how the Access Media constantly says that, oh, Link in The Legend of Zelda is a trans character and they're a non binary icon when really Link is a man. Link is a straight man, and Link has always been. Same with Superman. Superman is not a gay icon. Superman doesn't have a boyfriend. Superman isn't flamboyant. Superman is just Superman, the way that this character has always been written. And if you as an individual see traits of yourself in Superman, regardless of like your sexuality or your personality or culture or whatever, that's perfectly fine. But don't insert that onto the way that everybody should see this character. But it's a bird, it's a plane, it's another tired attempt to politicize a beloved American hero as Superman has been declared a gay icon by Out Magazine. I think that it's pretty ridiculous that these people constantly say these different characters who are very clearly straight are like gay icons. In a recent article, Out Magazine has officially declared Superman as a gay icon, claiming the Man of Steel has always been a symbol of the pride community. According to their reasoning, Superman's costume, secret identity, outsider status, and physique all make him some sort of coded metaphor for being gay. Someone better tell Lois. Now, of course, they are just desperate for those hate clicks because it's the only way that they still are slightly relevant, but their hate clicks are not actually leading to any sort of respect or really any money because like right now I'm not reading their original article. What I'm doing is I'm referencing another article that talks about it because I don't want to give them a clicker. If I was actually specifically reading their article, I'd use an archive like I very oftentimes do with the Mary Sue or the Gamer. So it says, let's set the record straight. Superman was never designed as a gay allegory. He was created in 1938 by two Jewish immigrants, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, as a fantasy of hope during the Great Depression, a hero who stood for truth, justice, and yes, the American way. It's so sad to me that they're getting rid of his motto now, that they feel that they have to modernize it. Now, of course, part of that has to do with trademarks, but another part of it is they truly do not want a character who represents the American way. He's a man who chooses to do good not because of who he is, but because of what he believes. He's a symbol of timeless morality and personal responsibility, not modern identity politics. Oh, and he's in love with a woman and has canonically been in love with her for almost 90 years. You'd think that that would be enough for them, but it certainly isn't because they're going to try to find some way to ruin this hyper masculine, straight character for everybody. So, the article claims Superman's dual life as Clark Kent and Superman is a metaphor for being in the closet, but secret identities are literally a staple of every superhero from Batman to Spider-Man. That doesn't make them all gay, it makes them human, flawed, and narratively compelling. Yeah, if this is really the argument they want to put forward, they're basically saying that every single superhero is a gay icon, which is insane. Suggesting that any character with a hidden life is secretly a symbol for a particular identity is lazy analysis at best and disingenuous writing at worst. Yes, Superman is an outsider. He's an alien. He comes from another planet. That's the whole point. He's not one of us, yet he chooses to be one of us and protect us anyway. Framing that as some kind of identity metaphor ignores the real subtext. One thing I've always really loved about Superman is, yes, he is driven by his emotions. He is driven by his morals. He is not driven by a set of rules that he has to follow. He is not driven by the fact that he was born here, so he feels that he has to defend here. He came here, and yes, he was from another planet, he was an alien, but he learned to be an American and fell in love with being an American. That is why he is an American. That's why he represents the American way. There are tons of characters, of course, that do existing in the United States, but it's like some of them are even a fraction of the American that Superman actually is, which I find so fascinating. But he's a genuinely amazing character, not because he represents some modern day fucking political ideology, not because you can sit here and say that he's a gay icon. He represents the American ideal. It says, though, tights and a cape, that's called superhero attire, always has been. Superman wasn't created to appear at a pride parade. He was created to leap tall buildings in a single bound and punch evil in the face. Reducing his costume to an identity-driven fashion statement is not only juvenile, it's insulting to what the suit represents: courage, honor, and legacy. Hypermasculinity is not asexuality. It says, though, the article bizarrely argues that Superman's masculine physique is part of his appeal to gay men, as if being in shape now automatically implies such subtext. Superman has a perfect physique because he's, well, Superman. He's just like Hercules, Captain America, or any action hero worth his salt. Now, of course, they just want you to ignore the fact that his main romantic interest has always been Lois, and that has always been a integral part of his story, but it's very similar to characters like Link and Zelda. We have heard the Access media say so many times that Link is actually a trans and non-binary icon, and they are so here for it, which is insane. I mean, The Gamer had also said, Link has always been an androgynous reflection of the player, a silent, optimistic hero who is destined to save the world and protect Princess Zelda from evildoers that loom over Hyrule, while the character always goes by masculine pronouns and is viewed as a man by all those he stumbles across in each game. That should be the end of it right there. Okay, he is referred to as a man. He is viewed as a man. He acts like a man. Newsflash, he is a man. Same goes with someone like Superman. He acts straight, has straight character interests, right, with Lois. And just because he wears a cape and he wears leggings or tights, and just because he might be an outsider doesn't mean that he is some sort of like gay icon. Just because a character has traits you might see in yourself as a LGBTQ plus individual doesn't mean that that character is actually that thing. It's pretty insane to me that you even judge characters based on like their sexuality. We see so often these people demand that their race be represented in something or their sexuality be represented in a product, when really you should be more interested in how a character acts. You should be able to connect with a character because they are strong, courageous, compassionate, because they are funny, things like that. But at the end of the day, these people are cultural Marxists. They take something, they twist its meaning, and then they try to say, hey, listen, this character's always been this way. Sorry, you never saw it before, which is insane. They're doing it with Link. They're now doing it with Superman. And of course, they're going to be wrecked by comic book fans for this. Newsflash, Freddie Mercury declared a straight icon by Guns and Ammo magazine. Always has been. Gay can only steal and destroy. It cannot create. The gays and the trans need to stop declaring shit. It's sad. It also really just makes them look pathetic. Like, create your own new characters. Enjoy your custom characters. Stop taking characters that are not this in any way, shape, or form and slapping a label on them, because all it really does is make you look ridiculous. Lois Lane does not approve. Genuinely, I've never quite understood the criteria to be a gay icon. Seems to be mainly stuff I don't like or get. Oh, that is a ringing endorsement of this movie if I ever saw one. Yikes. I didn't hate the movie, but I also didn't particularly love the movie. I didn't think it was the worst Superman film we've ever gotten. I like the main actors. Of course, Superman, Lois, Lex, all really good. I even really liked Mr. Terrific as well. Crypto was cute. I just didn't think that it was enough story. I felt like they tried too hard to shove so many characters in there and have so much action that they did sacrifice storytelling, and it felt very basic, which I didn't really expect them to have some sort of like giant mystery in this movie. I just felt that it could have been slightly better. I'm not the biggest fan of James Gunn though. Best thing James Gunn's created in my opinion is Lollipop Chainsaw, and I do think that Guardians of the Galaxy is pretty good, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of like the Suicide Squad, and I certainly wasn't like an absolute lover of this movie. Would I watch a follow-up? Yeah, probably. I found some enjoyment and entertainment in it, but I really hope that in the future, James Gunn shuts his mouth and stops bringing controversy to his products unnecessarily, because he really did that with Superman. But it looks like the Access Media is trying their very best to now claim Superman is a gay icon when he's not, and moviegoers are absolutely wrecking Out magazine for this god-awful take. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.